Welcome everyone to the Mindful Kids Peace Summit. I'm really excited to introduce you to Hazel Farr. She is from Hazel Tree Coaching, and Hazel is a mindfulness coach and teacher, yoga teacher. She's lived all over the world, and she's currently living in Portugal. She's done all kinds of things, interesting things like work on TV and radio as a presenter, organizing events, and working in play development. So she has lots of experience to bring to us here, and she's currently studying her master's in mindfulness. So welcome, Hazel, and thank you so much for joining the summit.
Yes, thank you. This looks such a wonderful event. I'm so looking forward to seeing it.
Yeah, great. And I'm really excited because Hazel's topic today is the stress banana, the internal stress and mindfulness. And so that sounds like it's something really interesting. I'm wondering what this stress banana is.
So here it is.
Here it is. Oh, let's have a look. What is it?
Yeah, so if I explain, this is a banana, and if we look at this banana, and this represents a lot of what we see in people. No stress here whatsoever, perfect body, lovely colour looking here, a smiley face, we can see, yeah, there it is, smiley face. And in fact, this banana also has its designer label's falling off. Designer label on, so often we use designer labels to kind of say, wow, look at me, I'm okay, I'm not stressed. But if we look at this banana, it's not quite as perfect as we think. So the outside looks really good, no problems here. But if I actually open it, if I open the banana, and you can see I haven't opened this before, when we pull back, we can see that internally, it's not so good. And if we look here, there's bits, this bit's been cut off, there's another bit that's been cut off. It's actually inside looking totally different from the outside. So any ideas how that's happened?
No, tell us more.
Okay, so if we look first of all then at what is happening inside, and I'm just going to put some PowerPoints on so we can see some of the points. Can you see the slides there? Here we had that banana looking really perfect, really cool, big smile, not stressed, no problem. But actually, if we look at what is going on inside, the insides are telling a different story. Let me just click onto that there. The insides are telling a different story, and you can see the banana there. And stress, therefore, can be internal as well as external. So we have a lot of the external stress that we know about: school, exams, friends, performance, maybe speaking out about something. This is the external stress that is there. But we also have the internal, and that is this low self-esteem, the fear, the anger, some of the boredom sometimes, the conflicts we're facing inside. What do we do with the life changes I'm experiencing? What choices am I making? All of this is impacting internally. And this is where, and you see the picture there, that this internal can be very stressful, very intense, and yet we have to present on the outside that everything is fine. One example of this is social media. Social media can be terrible for that, where we present, here's me, a smiley face, here's me, life is great. And actually, that has been a Photoshop picture or some moment in time, whereas the rest of us is not feeling that at all. So what we have to look at is when we don't do something about the internal, it starts to affect the external. So we go from our really beautiful, clear yellow banana, and suddenly we start to get all the brown spots coming, all the things coming. And people start to look at this banana saying, I don't want that banana. That's looking a bit iffy to me. So we have to look at, sometimes when we have this trigger, we have this external trigger, it goes internally, it starts affecting the neurons in the brain, we get a hormonal response, so we start releasing things like adrenaline and cortisol, We start needing more sugar maybe, our amino acids, our vitamins are all used up. And we start having physical reactions as well, digestive system, muscular system, headaches, pain in the body. So sometimes the other thing that happens is, to accommodate this, we start to change into somebody else. So you can see the banana at the bottom. Can you see what seems to be in the middle of that?
Oh yes, it's turned into a kiwi.
Yeah. Kiwi, yes. So it's not a banana inside at all, it's kiwi inside. And often that's what can happen. We start to change into somebody else altogether. Maybe our moods start changing. Maybe we feel more depressed or more angry because we're still trying to show this external and keep that perfect while the internal is changing. So what we have to do is learn about self-regulation. So if we look at this is where mindfulness comes in, because we have to remember stress is not bad. Stress can be very good. And in fact, there's something called eustress, which is the good stress. It helps us perform. It helps us take exams. And that is when we've got that competitiveness or when we're aiming for something. So we've got a bit of stress, but we've also got this excitement and something new. So we need this good stress, but we need to keep this practice in of how do we maintain our balance? How do we cope with the negative stress or the internal stress? And mindfulness practice helps us with three elements. So it's the emotional regulation. What do we do with all of this emotion that's stuck inside us? It helps us with attentional control. So how can we get back into the focus? How can we pay attention to the things we need to? Maybe exams or schoolwork or focusing on people. And also self-awareness. Who am I? What is going on here? What do I need to be aware of myself? What are my needs at this moment? What do I really want? So this is where we can start to put in many different kinds of mindfulness practice. And we're just going to do one today because it's quite a simple practice. And it's a very immediate practice. You can do it any time, especially when there's stress. This is like our first response to stress. So this is called the 3-step breathing space. And you can see there's an hourglass. So we start very broad in terms of becoming aware of what's happening at the moment. Then we bring it in to getting the focus, getting really good on the attention. And then we expand that new space out so that we come into the situation with a different feel. So I thought we'll just try this at the moment. Okay, so everybody who's sitting there, you can just get yourself comfortable. If you're sitting down, perhaps, but even if you're standing, you can still do this. And just closing your eyes, I'm just going to ring the bell just to start, and I'll ring the bell to finish. And it's a very short practice. Okay, so just closing your eyes and just bringing your focus, your awareness in a broad sense to what is happening in your body at the moment. Just bringing some acknowledgement. What does my body feel like right at this moment? Maybe there's some tension. Maybe I feel a bit panicky. Maybe a bit low. So body, you're thinking, what thoughts are going around my head at the moment? Where are they all scattered to? Bringing the emotions in. Are the emotions in certain parts of my body? So we're not trying to change anything at this stage. We're just kind of doing a quick scout around, just a quick scan. And then just seeing if there's possibility to open this up. Wow, look at all of this that's in me at the moment. And then we're going to start to focus, so bringing that attention to one place in your body. Perhaps the stomach, where your breathing is. And just really bring it into the sensations in this area. What is my body feeling like in this area? And starting to pay attention to the breath that is in this area. So it's this breath. And this breath. And not trying to change the breath, just being aware of the breath. How fast is the breath? How does the breath feel? And then, just taking the breath, we're going to expand that breath out back into the body, connecting the breath with all the different parts of the body, as if this breath is just moving now into the rest of your body. Whole body is now breathing, and just feeling this openness, this softness. And you're going to take this new awareness now into our next movement. So just opening the eyes and now bringing us back into a moment. So quite a short practice. Were you able to kind of move with that, Helen? How did
Yeah,
that?
it was. I loved it. It was very relaxing, and at the beginning, and then bringing that focus in really felt good to just be that aware and notice what was going on in my body today. So yeah, I loved it.
And we've used this in so many fields. Public speaking is one of them, because often at school we get asked to talk or to stand up and speak in class in some ways. So this is because you can do it in a very short space. You can just say, right, how am I feeling? Bring myself into that center, get my breath, get that awareness. Right, now I'm ready to start. So I use this all the time. It's a very good technique to do it. So that is the kind of stressed banana fact on what's going on. Is there any questions that you've got on that?
There's one question that I'm sure everyone is wondering, which is, how did you make the banana do that? Seems like a magic trick.
Yeah, of course, and this is one of the things I don't want to stress anybody out by saying, oh, how was that done? I need to know. So that's going to be the next session, actually, that we're going to do, is just looking at this banana trick. How is it done? And what can this tell us about stress and how we are with that?
Great. Sounds wonderful. Can't wait to find out. All right.
Okay, so I'll see you in a bit.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
So we are back with Hazel, and she is going to explain to us the science and the trick behind her banana experiment. I know we're all wondering, how did that banana that was all closed up end up looking like that inside?
Okay, so I'm going to, we saw what had happened there. There was lots of marks, and in fact a clue is in the skin. You can see that there are some lines here. So what you need for this trick is actually just a needle and thread. And what is happening is when we do this trick, we actually sew the banana. So we put the needle in here. I don't know, can you see that properly?
Yeah.
And we do one part, and then we go in exactly the same part, and then we go further on, and then we go in exactly the same part and further on, and we keep doing that until we reach the beginning part. I'll just do this here. So we end up with, we've got one thread there and one thread there, and all you do is then pull the thread. And what that does is slice through the top. So
It's magic.
yes, magic banana. If you wait too long, then you start to get the brown rings. So if you are going to do this trick with someone, then just do it beforehand. So in terms of what this can tell us, we have so many needles in our life. And these are the needles, the stress needles that happen. And what happens, you might have friends where friends just maybe needle us. They say something that's maybe quite hurtful. Or they just blank us altogether. They're like, whatever. And these friends and family, people needles can cause quite a lot of damage that we're getting. So we've got to be aware of this, that sometimes people think, oh, well, I'm only joking, or you're too sensitive, but these things do hurt. And that's why we need to be aware. Other needles that we might have are, and I'll just put it up on the slide so we can see type of needles here. Friends and relationship we mentioned. Home and family life is another needle that we've got. What's happening at home? Sometimes events. Health is another needle that's there. So we have friends and family, we have home and family life can be needles as well. So we're okay in the day and then we go home and there's these different kinds of needles. Health needles as well, things we're not okay with, what's happening to my health. Why do I have certain pain? Why am I getting these symptoms? Money needles, a big one as well. You may need money for certain things and you can't do it, and this causes internal stress. And of course, school pressure. School pressure, exams, fitting in, the school curriculum that we have. These are all the needles we need to be aware of. So what can we do about these needles? Well, it's just following that pattern. It's a bit like the 3-step breathing, but it's first of all just noticing. What am I feeling right now? What is going on? What is that emotion? Is that anger? Or is that actually fear? Am I bored or am I just feeling really low? So just describing the emotion that's there. And then accepting. This is a needle. This is a normal reaction to that kind of needle. And just looking, where did this come from? It's not about saying this is a good needle or a bad needle. It's just this is a needle. And then go into it. And this is where we go into that awareness, that deep attention. What is this feeling? How am I breathing? How am I feeling with this? And then breathe. It's how it is. This is things as they are. And just that noticing. So whenever we have that emotion, just that noticing, that awareness, that breath, can then bring us back into balance to be able to know what our next step is. So in the last session, we did the 3-step breathing. So we'll maybe just do another one, just another short one, just to practice it again. We'll even make it slightly shorter as well, just to get that sense of stop and just pause in that moment. So I'll just use the bells again. So just get yourself into a comfortable position. And then just bringing your awareness to the body, first of all. How is my body feeling right at this moment? Any aches or pains or things that are uncomfortable? How is this body feeling? And then taking the sensations, the tightness maybe, or the uncomfortableness, and seeing if there's any thoughts that come with this. What are the things that are running around my head at the moment? Maybe the things I have to do. Maybe the things that I should have done or didn't do, or did do. And then any emotions that I'm feeling. maybe in specific parts of the body. And basically saying, what is happening here? I don't need to change it. I just need to be open to what is happening here. Just allowing. And then bringing the focus into one part of the body, perhaps the stomach, where the breath is. And just bringing that focus, allowing the focus to follow the breath. And just observing this breath. The rise and the fall. The in and the out breath. The feeling of this breath. And just breathing in to the feelings that are here. Full experience of this breath. And then allowing this breath to expand into the body. Expanding your awareness into the space, into the whole body. Opening up the space. Softening the space. And bringing this new awareness into the next moment. Okay, so we're back into a new moment with a new sense of awareness. And this is where we also have to acknowledge that bananas are pretty awesome, actually, as a food. And if we look at this picture, there are so many different types of bananas. So we're not aiming to be the perfect banana, because that's not what life is about. And we get bananas that are a bit raggedy around the edge. We've got the brown bananas here, the mottled bananas, the old bananas, the new bananas. But all bananas have some kind of power. So bananas help prevent depression and anxiety, help with bruising, PMS. A lot of the digestive things are helped by bananas. There's one here that banana peels can help dislodge a splinter, so if you're ever in that position. Sugar cravings, good for health, anti-inflammatory. So bananas are great food. And also, we don't judge by the outside. So when these bananas start getting brown and mottly, there's also a lot of benefits. They're finding more anti-cancer properties of ripe bananas. You get more vitamin B and C's with ripe bananas, more potassium, and also easier to digest. So it's not about the outside and trying to fix the outside. It's about allowing the inside to be able to shine to the outside. So have an awesome banana day and have a trick at home, see what you can do, and also see if you can remember the message behind it as well.
Great. Thank you so much, Hazel, for sharing that. That was a lot of fun and really interesting, and then with a very practical technique that we can use at home. And I'm sure everyone's going to try and see if they can replicate your banana trick. I love the message about, it's the inside that's important, and sometimes the outside looks good or looks bad, and we have to kind of look into that and see what the message is there, and not always believe everything that we hear or see. I think it applies a lot to social media and what a lot of teens are seeing there, all the perfect life and things. So really, really great analogy. So thank you so much for sharing all that.
Yeah, it's a pleasure, and looking forward to seeing all the other things that you're doing. Thank you.
Great, wonderful. Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
Great.